across to our reporter Masego Rahlaga. She's at the South Gauteng High Court where pre-trial proceedings are due to kick off. Masego, what are we expecting to hear in court today?
Well, it's a pre-trial, so we're expecting that the defense will, for instance, say exactly what it is that the accused is willing to basically admit to. We expect that the state, they were given since Monday to provide some of the evidence that they said they would provide for this case. So essentially what happens in a pre-trial is for the state and the defense to make presentations to the judge so that she can decide whether or not this case is ready for trial. Of course, we know that this case is almost 40 years old, so you can imagine the family is looking for closure, and that's why we see in such cases that there would be a pre-trial so that there's no time wasting by the time the trial gets underway. What the state is saying is that they are ready for trial from the 4th of October. That's the date that they have put forward to the judge, and they're saying that they expect that the trial can be set down for 5 days. They are confident that 5 days will be sufficient for them to have concluded the case, especially if the pre-trial goes well. So if the accused, for instance, admits to the accusations against him, then it's much easier. Then what it leaves is the states just trying to convince the judge what they think would be sufficient punishment for the accused. So that's why we see a pre-trial in such a case. We know that the state has said so far they have about 3 witnesses. So what the families of the COSAS 4 have been telling us since Monday is that they are hoping that the accused does admit to the things that he did or he allegedly did in 1982 on February 15th. They're hoping that they are able to hear from his mouth that he takes the stand, and they're able to hear from his mouth why he did it. They have many questions for him, and they're hoping he gives them some sort of closure. We know that out of the 4 apartheid police that are also accused, 3 of them have already passed away, and one other one is apparently very ill. And so we don't know if he's going to form part of any proceedings of this trial. So that's what we're expecting today, basically to find out whether or not we're ready for a trial and whether or not the accused is willing to admit to some of the things that he did. Also, the other thing that's important is that another askari, Joe Mamasela, families have been asking why he's not part of this trial, why he's not testifying. He did testify at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in 1996. I think a few of the families in this particular case were given 30,000 rand back those years ago during the TRC. Joe Mamasela is accused of having been the driver, the person who picked them up from Kagiso and took them to that secluded farm in Krugersdorp. So a lot of the family members are asking why he's not part of this trial, to tell them, how he basically transported these 4 men who were then students, actually, and very young, how he came to transport them to that farm and had them meet with Tsotledi Mfalapitsa, who then had known already that there were explosives that were waiting to be detonated in that farm. And all he needed to do was pretend he's going to the car to fetch something and then let the apartheid police know that he's far away from the farm so that they could detonate the explosives and go ahead with their plans. And we know today that that is what happened, or that is allegedly what happened, and 3 of them passed away. One was very badly injured, and he passed away, unfortunately, last month or 2 months ago from COVID-19 complications. And it's very sad for his family because he basically missed the chance to, to get some closure.
Well, Masego, thank you so much. Masego Rahlaga is at the South Gauteng High Court and will be waiting to see if the accused in that case, Tsotledi Mfalapitsa, will provide any clarity or closure for the members of the COSAS 3.